Welcome back to The Last Guardian, and now we're doing part 4. See, Jova? This time I'm doing it. Anyway,
Thank you.
alright, so let's see if we can find some way to... Here we go.
Progress
Yeah.
with a purpose.
By the way, I don't think I probably should have shown it to you guys, but you're probably wondering how Trico got here, even though that door didn't see. That's because that door is one of those doors where you push through it, and only Trico has enough strength to push it. I can, of course, go through the bars, but he can actually push through the door. That's what he does. Like, I forgot to stay there and let you guys see it, but trust me, it's legit.
All right.
All right.
So since I actually wasn't there for the last part of the last bit of the last part, how did you manage to get Trico free of that door?
I found a handle that raises the door up.
All right. Come
That's
on.
handy.
Haha. Come on,
I
Trico.
can break that thing, so you're gonna have to break it yourself. Seems
okay.
like not in the mood. Right, it's a... Oh, never mind. He just broke it accidentally.
Mood swings much.
Clumsy, are you? Here.
Come on. Hmm?
Whoa. Oh, Jesus Christ! I have to cut my fingers every time I give you this. Come on. The beast could not find a way forward.
Well, obviously, he was too busy eating those things.
But we had come so far together. And in doing so, we had developed a bond. A mutual understanding that offered us a chance of escape. So yeah, and of course that also translates out in the gameplay, as you can see right there in that prompt. Now I can actually issue commands to Trico aside from just calling him. Meaning now I can hold R1 and press in a specific direction, so I can ask him to move to a specific direction, or I can hold the R1 button and press the triangle button, which is to order him to jump, or at the very least look upwards to see if he can find a place where he can jump.
All right.
Makes sense.
Let's see.
Here's an example. I'm gonna tell him, there you go. Now he actually looks around and he noticed that he can jump on this pillar, so he will. And there you go. Like I said, that grunt that he just made, that's your indication that he understood your order.
And
Good boy. Wonderful.
wonderful.
Wonderful!
The beast had grown accustomed to my company.
I can imagine.
So accustomed, in fact, that it began to mimic my movements. I ran, jumped, capered, and cavorted. In so doing, I learned something of what the beast might be encouraged to do. Gotta love Takeshi's music.
Yeah.
There you go, I'm petting him because he's a good boy.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Oh, there's some blood here. But yeah, that's, like I said, that's probably one trophy that I'll never go for. The trophy where you have to get him all dirty in blood, because I don't have
It sounds even a lot difficult to obtain. So,
it's not so much. It's just that you constantly like.
You just have to be a shit owner for a while. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Not wash your dog.
Let's see.
Oh.
Okay, so apparently there's nothing here.
Oh, weird.
All right. Moving on then. Oh, here's another one. There you go. This is another thing now he'll do. Sometimes one thing that he can also do is he'll jump into a specific high place so that I can actually use them as a way to reach a high platform.
How?
Like, even though he cannot actually jump to a specific place, either because it's too small for him or something, he will at the very least stand with his front paws on the wall so that I can climb. So yeah, moving on.
Gotta say also, I really love the lightning engine effects.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's right. I think I actually forgot about the Switch, didn't I?
Hmm.
We must not forget the Switch for Nintendo's sake.
Ha 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 ha. Gotta start calling it lever.
Hmm.
Yeah, what happens is actually this is a good way to show it. Yeah, this door can only be pushed. There, see, there you go. He just tried to do it.
Gee.
He just tried doing the same thing as he, but it can only open for one side unless I actually find the lever. So gotta find it first. Oh, okay. It's because I'm in a closed space, so there's gonna be some. There you go. Sometimes when you're in a tight spot like this, the camera can have a bit of trouble.
I can see that. Well, I don't blame it on the game. I mean, any kind of game will have the same problem in this situation.
Okay.
Hmm.
Let me climb. There we go. Maybe now the camera won't go apeshit. There we go. Oh, never mind. Unfortunately, there's nothing for him to jump on there, so he won't. Even though I'm telling him to, he won't. There we go. See, he just tried.
Oh.
So yeah, he's learning. Even if he can't technically do it, he will still do it now when I tell him to. So yeah, like I said, he's getting better at this.
Hmm?
It's just a part of the crate that he broke. Alright, come on Trico, gotta climb this. There we go. There we are. Basically what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to go through that upper path, but I forgot about it.
There we go.
Goody. Alright.
There you go.
I just gotta find the lever.
Oh, you have to go there, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I forgot. I probably brain farted while recording this. It's been a while, so I don't really remember what was my exact mind process through it. There we go. Jesus Christ. It's just like in Eco. Whoever built this fortress.
This shitty architect.
Oh yeah, that's of course, yeah. When you actually call him while injured, that's how he sounds when
It will be, well, obviously, he's in pain. He's not like, exactly jovial. Oh, there he is.
Alright, Trico. So now that you've learned so now that we've actually learned a couple new things, think now we can get over there? Hmm?
All right.
That way, I guess.
You can actually do two things in here. You can either ask him to jump into the pillar, or you can ask him to just go forward, and he will jump for the bridge. So hold on. I'm just gonna get him in here.
Come on.
Yeah, I noticed that. You'll notice, of course, that his ears now are always lowered for some reason when in some aspects. All right. So what you have to do here is just tell him to go. Oh, Trico.
Oh boy.
Okay. This is. There you go.
Okay, hey, come on, mister. Yep, yep.
Yeah, jump over the bridge.
No, that excuse isn't gonna work. I've seen that you can make leaps like that, mister.
It's okay. You just noticed.
There we go.
Oh, careful, kid. You don't want to phase right into him.
Well,
There we go.
that's a good aspect to bring up. Considering considering the amount of interaction, whenever you're on top of him, they actually did a really good job in hiding most of the clipping.
Indeed, yeah. It helps that he has a combination of fur and feathers.
Yeah, that's also it's kind of the same thing they did for the Colossi instead of a Colossus. I mean, the fur also was was built in order to help you masquerade your climbing sessions.
Here's an example of what I was talking about, if I remember correctly. Hold on.
Hey, quick thing. Can you guys give me a time?
Okay. 11, 50, 51, 52, 53.
All right. 12:20.
All right then.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I didn't miss anything.
All right. Just Trico being adorable.
That's stubborn.
Oh, well, yeah. As we all know, pets can be very stubborn sometimes.
Well, if there are plushies in Japan, I'll get one.
All right, get ready and click.
All right.
I mean, no one was gonna say that, so.
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah. There you go. Here's an example of what I was talking about. Sometimes he'll jump like this, and I can use him to reach a higher
Thank you.
platform. Come on, climb out. There we go. There we are.
The ear flicker.
All right, and here's another example. Okay, he says this is actually one of the more interesting aspects that gets shown up. Sometimes there's going to be certain spots where, of course, Trico can move forward because there's either a big gate blocking him or something. So you're going to have to separate yourself from him, but not to the extent that what we've seen up until this point. I'm actually going to have to go quite a long distance and actually face a couple enemies without him.
Okay.
By enemies, by the way, are those stone creeps the only enemies, or are there more enemies, I wonder?
There are technically two. There are, aside from the stone soldiers, there are the two bosses that I've already mentioned, but you'll see eventually. And no, Teo, don't worry, we don't have to climb into someone's head and spear them with a sword.
Actually, that was really fun, I have to admit.
Yeah.
Again, Shadow of the Colossus is actually my favorite. Well, I'm only seeing now this one, but between the two, Shadow of the Colossus is by far my favorite of T. Michael's creation, just because of the innovation of its idea. Being a game just built around these gigantic bosses when you need to take down, even by climbing them. That was never done before, and it was revolutionary, especially for the PS2.
My only problem with Shadow Colossus is the controls. The controls could have been a bit more...
Oh, shit.
Because the controls can be a bit really hard to get used to at first, honestly.
The worst control to me was aiming with the bow while being on aggro. With the Temp Colossus, you're forced to do that, and it's not really fun to do.
Alright, so yeah, as you can probably get... Oh.
Hi, Manna. Sorry, you cannot be in this game.
Mena's jealous.
Yeah.
Guess she wants to commentate too, then.
Anyway, yeah, as you can probably guess, if I get anywhere close during those lights, they'll detect me. So...
Wow,
on,
search
Trico.
lights and everything.
Come on.
Hold on.
Jesus. Just a little longer. Come on.
No, it's because of the soldiers.
Be patient.
It's because of the soldiers. Whenever he sees these soldiers, he immediately goes for them.
Here we go.
Weird, though. They never seem to try to kill the boy with those swords, yet with Trico they
We
do.
just want to hug him to death.
Don't worry, Joe, but like I said, even though there are some things that are left a mystery, the biggest questions, like the one you just asked, will be answered.
Yeah, I get the feeling that they're trying to absorb something from the boy while killing Trico altogether. Which, again, goes to my theory that the boy is the last Guardian in question, because, well, there's already more of Trico we've seen.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
We'll see.
For me too, personally, this is my personal favorite because I think it manages to combine what Eco was trying to do, but kind of failed. But combined with the fact that it's much easier to deal with Trico than with the Colossus because there's not.
So
there's
third time's the charm, then, I guess.
No, don't get me wrong, Shiro. I'm not. Shadow the Colossus.
The Colossus was still awesome. It's just a matter of you actually adapting to the controls. It's got that PS2 vibe. For some reason, during 6th Gen, you had a lot of games with weird control features that weren't quite as polished as they are nowadays. Let's just.
Yeah, the thing is, yeah, Shadow Colossus was still a great game, but the problem is that it was the controls can really throw you off if you're used to playing games with really responsive and intuitive controls, because the controls, while functional, are definitely anything but intuitive.
The best way I can describe it is like, imagine if Ape Escape, with its way unorthodox control scheme, kind of was a bit too bonkers for its own good. Ape Escape is one of those cases where a weird control scheme actually worked wonders for the game. It actually made it iconic. Shadow of the Colossus is something of a similar case, but let's just say that the outcome isn't quite that well remembered, hence why the gameplay style has been refined over the Eco games.
That's the main reason. That's the main reason why this is my personal favorite of the Fumito Ueda trilogy, because this is the one that I feel combines the best of the previous two games, while eliminating any of the archaic stuff that held the previous games back. Not to mention, the thing is, like I said before, my big problem with Eco is the fact that
the cut plot, yeah.
Do we? I don't even have to bring that up. Honest question: what reason do we even have to care about Yorda exactly?
Power of boner.
Sorry, that's not enough.
I have not played that game.
That's not enough.
If it was Catherine, yeah, but no.
Oh, really? Okay, I gotta know. What
Yeah,
exactly
but you know why that is, so...
Yeah, true.
Well, that and the fact that she's hot, but...
Well, speaking as someone who's never played Eco, what's so bad about this Yorda? Is she like the protagonist or something?
Okay.
She cannot... Jova, you know those wonderful... escort missions where the NPC you're trying to escort is the dumbest thing ever on the fucking planet that wants to suicide itself every 5 seconds. Yeah, an entire game built on that.
And that's the main reason why I like this game, because I've always loved the idea of Eco, but the execution, it left a lot to be desired, and this one to me feels
gameplay story segregation, or was that also a plot thing too?
No. That's the thing, Jova. Like I said, 70% of the plot of Eco was cut before the game was released, so even
the plot that we get in the game is not really enough to affect the gameplay itself.
Yeah.
So basically, gameplay-wise, she acts suicidal, which is a detriment to the gameplay, and story-wise,
well,
there's not
suicidal
much.
in a sense, Jova, but
she does nothing. She just stands there.
Stands still, even if their captures.
See, the thing is, let me bring up again. This game is very similar to Eco, so allow me to use this as a point of reference. This game works because Trico is actually helping you. You know, it's not just you doing all the work. You know,
I dare say that you're actually the damsel in this case, where Trico would be the escort if you get this stuff better.
True.
This seems are relentless.
True, and but that's a good point. Yeah, it makes more sense for the boy to be the damsel in distress in here because, well, he's just a little boy. You know.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I like how they just stand there waiting for him to get up.
okay,
It seems with every encounter you've had, it's becoming harder to struggle away from those things.
yeah, they're becoming more and more restless, yes, and you'll see eventually what's exactly behind all this. But like I said, yeah, the reason this game works and the reason why it's so easy to get attached to Trico is because, again, we have, like the narration said, we have a mutual understanding and we work together for a common goal, aka escaping from this place. Whereas in Eco, it was literally just, it was literally just us trying to escape, and Yorda was just there for the ride, basically, and she doesn't help in any way, shape, or form. Like, seriously. We do
it's
all
like
the...
escorting a plank of wood.
Yorda's nothing but a burden.
Yeah.
And it's it would be so much better. Okay, they could if could have been better if the plot wasn't cut back. If we actually had got cutscenes of the two characters interacting, then maybe it could have worked. But no. As a result, Yorda is nothing more than a burden. So that's one of the main reasons why I was so satisfied with this game, because it felt like it finally delivered on the untapped potential of Eco. And that's the main reason why I probably like this game so much, because I always thought that the concept of Eco in general, I thought appealed more to me than the concept of Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus is, of course, the better game than Eco, but I still would have loved to see Eco remade, and that's basically what this game is when you get right down to it.
Well, that's why I said third time's the charm, because I've never played either of the other two games, but it seems like they perfected it here.
Oh,
what
yeah.
they originally were trying to do.
Definitely. Speaking of Eco, Shadow of the Colossus is very different than the other two. But this game definitely, I'm sure Theo would probably agree with me that this feels a lot like a remake of Eco.
Yeah, it does.
Even the boys' clothes are similar.
Well, Theo, didn't you say earlier that there was some kind of loose timeline here?
Yes, there is.
Basically,
It's open to interpret. The way they'll confirm that they're connected, but he of course he doesn't tell us because he wants us to
The only
interpret.
clue that we have it's through the ending of Shadow of the Colossus itself, which I'm not gonna spoil. But
Okay.
pretty much due to its nature, confirms that Shadow of the Colossus is the first in the timeline.
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus is
whatsoever.
actually a prequel to Eco. Yeah.
But
That makes
in
sense, since
terms
I
of
believe
this,
Shadow Colossus was made before Eco.
actually it was made after 2005.
Oh.
But these other two, it's basically just an afterthought, and the way specifically these are connected, we don't know.
Well, don't worry. This is not a spoiler in any way. I can assure you, too, that even though it's still implied it takes place in the same universe as Eco, there's no direct connection like with the previous two. Like there's no moment in this game where you go, oh, so that's where it's connected to. No, there's no moment like that. This one is.
Aside from the idea of being set in the same universe, there's no really need for these games to be connected. Anyway.
I know. What I mean is that, like you said, the ending of Shadow of the Colossus clearly stated that this was a prequel to Eco, but this one doesn't have that moment. That's basically what I'm saying.
Okay. Oh, another one of these. All right, time to put in the trash this one too.
Yeah. And yeah, this is only the beginning though, because trust me, these mirrors are going to be as we move on for the fortress. These mirrors are going to be in more hard to reach places, so I'm going to have to do a shit ton of footwork just so I can put Trico at ease. All right, moving on.
Poor guy.
All right, I guess we have to go up. But yeah, like you probably noticed that there were more soldiers there. It's really that particular section that we just got through with those soldiers there. That can be hard if you're not know what you do. What I recommend to do is you push the lever as much as you can before the soldiers come to you, and then when they do grab you, of course, struggle to get by, and then you run away and lure them as far away from the chain as possible, so that you can escape from them at the last moment, so you can then have as much time as possible to pull more of the chain. That's what I usually do, and as you probably saw.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
All right, this is actually one of those moments where it's all about Trico jump. So so this is all Trico. See, there you go. That's like I was saying. This is the main reason why this game works, unlike Eco, is that the fact that Trico is not a burden to me. He actually helps. Not to mention with Eco, there was that problem where basically like Yorda is kind of has this relationship with the villain, but the game never elaborates on it. Like it's. I mean, like I said, okay, my favorite movie is 2001: A Space Odyssey. So obviously, I'm not the kind of guy who doesn't like movies that are very vague or up to interpretation. I like that kind of stuff, obviously. It's just that when it gets to a point where when I deserve a credit as a screenwriter, there's a problem. There you go.
Whee!
Yeah, this is pretty much around about the point where, like I said, you can tell that the AI was programmed with a purpose because, as you can see, he's getting much better at telling where he's supposed to go. So, like I said, with experience, he eventually starts becoming much better at following my commands. So,
rails.
Ancient civilization? Or remnants of what once was, I wonder.
Maybe these people love to play Minecraft.
Actually, too, like I said, we're actually going to get we're actually going to get a clear explanation of what this place is and what its main purpose is. But like I said, I'm not saying anything. But yeah, but this is one of those. That's one of the things that I actually think this game makes this game much more accessible to a wider audience. Whereas with Shadow was very open to interpretation with a lot of its stuff. This game, of course, is much more. I don't want to say obvious. I want to say
contained.
No, not contained. Like its themes are much more prevalent. You know, like it has a clear message and theme. Whereas Shadow Colossus was very open to interpretation. So I think this game is much more. Appealing to a wider audience than the previous two. Alright, gotta climb and see what's up there. Alright, you stay there till I come back.
Okay.
There we go. Let's see, what's in here? See, even oh fuck! I was counting on him to grab the ledge, but it wasn't close enough.
Didn't quite work out.
he does grab the ledge if he can reach it, but I miscalculated the jump sadly. Fortunately, the boy never actually dies from fall damage. No matter how many bones he breaks, he just gets better. So it's fine.
So what does he die from in this game?
From being taken by the soldiers or from falling in precipices.
Come on, Trico. You don't have to play with it. Come on.
Well, actually, believe it or not, Theo, that animation of him playing with this thing is actually a hint for a later puzzle. You're actually going to be able to use his willingness to play with this chain to your advantage later on. Alright. Let's see. No, there's nothing here. Basically, yeah, I remember now. What I'm trying to do is try to get him away from the chain so I can climb it in peace. There you go. Come on, jump. Jesus. Alright, let's try this again. There we go.
There we go. Oh, jeez.
It's interesting. Well, actually, since you talked about how Yoko Taro stays at Square because he's a good friend with Saito-san, my guess is it's probably a similar aspect. There you go. This time he grabbed the ledge. It's probably a similar aspect with Ueda and Yoshida, and the reason why Yoshida allowed Ueda to work on this game for 9 years.
Yeah.
Because you might remember at the E3 2015, like every time Yoshida talks about Ueda, he always like he's always smiling and shit. And when we had the E3 2015 showing, he made sure to actually point out. By the way, I would like to thank the visionary guy behind this game for me to wear that. There he is in the audience and shit. So he of course had to get up and thank the audience. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
If only Microsoft was like that with its developers. But maybe then we wouldn't have a skill-bound situation or a Phantom. Well, you guys know what I'm going with this.
Or even Fable. Remember, their studio met his end in a very terrible way.
How about that new Conqueror's Bad Fur Day canceled?
Well, that was more like Project Spark. It wasn't actually a proper Conquer sequel.
You know what I mean, though. I mean, it was going to have Conquer at the head front. They had him up front with the logo and everything.
And the main scenario was constructing piece by piece a full Clone Conquer sequel, yeah.
And Pedro, how about that young Conquer for that Microsoft not VR?
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. Sorry. I love Conquer's Bad Fur Day so much. It's just
I just don't get it. Why haven't they made
in general? To be honest,
like I said, that's the only reason why I'm keeping my Xbox One, so I can play Rare Replay, because it's the only official way of playing the original Conquer nowadays.
I really just don't get it.
If you want to have a bonus, get Shovel Knight. There's a bonus battle with the Battletoads.
Oh yeah, that's right, Joe. But you want me to? What's the exclusive Xbox One content for Shovel Knight?
Battletoads.
All right, I guess that one's up to me then.
I think it's also available via Windows 10, but sure, I guess you could do that.
Well, if you want to do it, well, if you can get it for Windows 10, feel free.
Anyway,
it's okay. I have no idea.
In the meantime, we'll see you for the next part.
I'd like to say that, in the next part, everybody, we get to the E3 2015 part that everybody saw, including Joe.
All right, then.
So we'll see.
Trailer shot.
Trailer shot. Yeah.
Trailer shot.
See you, everybody.